I'm Rick Howard, president of Kingdom Magic Vacations. In my job, I get to travel a lot. I explore the world on land and sea, eating in unique restaurants and discovering interesting locations. I'm always looking for new places to visit, and I want you to travel with me. Welcome to Travel with Rick.
Well, hey guys, we've got a great show for you this week. We told you on last week's show, the Cali River Rapids show, that this week we're going to be visiting the sister ride of Cali River Rapids. That's right, we're going to be in Disney California Adventure riding the Grizzly River Run. Really cool ride, very similar to the one in Florida. Never ridden this ride before. We had been to California Adventure countless times, always kind of seemed to go in the wintertime, and never tried this ride. Well, this time on our way out to Alani, we stopped off and visited California Adventure for a couple of days, spent some time in Cars Land, and wanted to check this ride out. So we're taking you along. So grab those ponchos, protect your iPhone, you may get wet as we go on Grizzly River Run. Come on, guys. All right, Splash, did you make it? Did you get wet? We got soaked, but we so love this ride. So glad we finally rode it. It was just awesome. Had a blast on the East Coast doing Cali River Rapids. Had a blast on the West Coast bringing you Grizzly River Run. And that was our first time ever rode it. We took advantage of single rider. My son and I, and both Leslie and I. All three of us went on, rode a couple times with Andrew, rode once or twice with Leslie. We just walked right on it a few times using that single rider line. And it was packed because a lot of people were there for the Cars Land opening, but we just had a blast doing it, and it was great bringing both of those rides to you guys. Okay, question of the week time. My daughter Sarah came up with this one. There is a bear statue out in front of Grizzly River Run, and she wants to know how tall is that statue, the bear statue in California Adventure. So leave us a comment below. You guys know I love hearing from you. Love reading your comments. You guys are awesome. Been commenting a lot. Had a lot more comments lately, and you guys have been sharing us terrifically too on Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. You guys, I know I've met a lot of new people just recently on Twitter. So for all of our Twitter followers, welcome to the show. Great having you guys here. We always love new viewers. Love all of our viewers. So thanks a lot for sharing our show. Thanks a lot for following us on Twitter and Facebook, and thanks a lot for watching every week. All right, so we're going to read some comments and give something away. Brian says we would ride it in the winter. Okay, so our question of the week on the Cali River Rapids show was, would you ride it in the winter? And I guess that could apply both for Grizzly River Run too, because I told you we were kind of wimps. We've never ridden it in the winter. We never ride Cali in the winter either, even though you guys say Florida doesn't really have a winter, but we do, and we know it. Us that live here, we know what our winter is like. So we would ride it in the winter, but the main thing is we won't ride until we're almost ready to leave Animal Kingdom, because if you get drenched, it's too uncomfortable to walk around. Looking forward to next week's episode to compare the two river rides. That's a great tip. Ride it just before you leave in the park. That's awesome. So thanks a lot for that, Brian. Mary says, hey everyone, I ride that any time of the year. I make sure I take my sneakers and socks off so they don't get wet. Love those exciting rides. Super camera work too, Andy, and on the Andy cam, you rock. That's a great tip, Mary. So remember, just take your shoes and socks off. That way you're not squishing around your shoes. That's pretty cool. Penny says, okay, I'm not sure if Florida really has a winter. Okay, Penny, we do. I told you. Us that live here, we know what our winter's like. The last trip we made to Walt Disney World was in December, and it was like springtime to us Texans. So yes, we ride the rapids in Florida year-round. My son insists we ride because no matter what, I always get drenched, and he thinks that's awesome. Can't wait to see some video from your Costa Rica trip. Your tweets of your trip were wonderful. Thanks for sharing. Well, thanks a lot for following along, Penny, and thanks for everybody that follows us on Twitter. We really appreciate you guys, and just love sharing what we do and what we see, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, or right here on Travel with Rick. So thanks a lot for following us on Twitter and everywhere you guys do. Nick says Cali River Rapids is a cool ride. I do like it, but every time we ride it, we get soaked. Last year in 2011, we chose not to get on it. I will not ride it in the winter, even in Florida's winters are mild. I really don't like getting wet in my clothing. See you next week. I understand, Nick. I don't like walking around in wet clothing either. Kathy says, I would ride this fun ride only in the summer. If you don't want to get wet, just go through the line because this attraction has neat decorations. It really should not be missed. Another suggestion is to wear a poncho, but then you might get teased and called a chicken. Yeah, that's true, Kathy. You might. Jenny says, love it. I'd ride only in the summer unless the line was short. So ride it in the summer unless you had a really short line wait. Then it's okay to get wet and get cold, I guess. That makes sense to me. Okay, so Dennis says, since we rode Cali back in February 2002, getting soaked and being cold and uncomfortable the rest of the day, we usually skip this attraction now. Although after seeing this video, it may be time for us to give it another try. Which water ride is your favorite, Rick? Cali or Grizzly? Keep the great vidcasts coming. Enjoy them each week. Well, I guess, Dennis, I would just have to say, even though all of my East Coast friends are going to hate me for this, probably would say that Grizzly was the most fun because we've ridden Cali before. This was our first time on Grizzly, and you guys have heard me say over and over how much I love the Disneyland Resort. Just absolutely love being there. It's just a treat for us. I guess because we don't get to go there as often. It's more of a treat. So I'd have to say I like the California version just a bit better because it was our first time, and that just made it a little more cool. Kevin says, I've been to Animal Kingdom so many times and never ridden Cali. What's wrong with me? Well, Kevin, I'm not going to answer that. We are going to ride it. We're going to ride this ride in September. Thanks for the great video. Y'all, I do believe I'd ride it year-round. I love Splash Mountain year-round. So glad to hear Costa Rica was awesome. Costa Rica was so awesome. It was off the hook. So looking forward to the videos. Keep smiling, my friends. Yeah, you know, you're going to get a little bit wetter than you do on Splash. I'm telling you that now, Kevin. Splash says you may get wet. There's no question. You're going to get soaked on Cali. And depending on where you're set, you're going to get, you know, more or less wet. So, and you never know. You don't know which seat, because the way it turns, you know, it's like a roulette wheel. You just never know when your number may be up, buddy. And then Jappy says, hi Rick, thanks for following me on Twitter. Hey Jappy, nice to meet you. And thanks for following us back on Twitter. I enjoyed this video. I have never been in Disneyland, but I would like to go to Disney Sea in Japan. Can you make an episode about that, Disney? Well, Jappy, I would love to go to Disney Sea in Tokyo. Would really love to do that. We don't have any current plans, but hey, you just never know. You never know. All right, well, this week we had 18 comments, and we ran them through random.org, as we do, and we came up with number 4, and that is Mary Callahan. So, Mary, got a really cool gift for you here this week. It's a Tow Mater plush right there. It says on the tire, or on the back here, she likes me for my body. So that's a really cool Tow Mater plush for you there. Squish, squish. Nice and plushy there, Mary. So I'll drop you an email, Mary. Just go ahead and respond back to that email and send me your address, and we'll get a plush out to you. And guys, thanks a lot for watching. We really appreciate you watching our show. Really appreciate you guys commenting, and just love having the drawing. Love sending you guys cool stuff for leaving your comments. So remember, just keep on commenting and keep on watching. Keep on winning cool stuff like Mary just did. This cool Tow Mater plush, and we've got a big box of these plushes. We're going to keep giving them away, and hope you guys are going to keep watching. Hope to see you right back here on another episode of Travel with Rick real soon. So long, everybody.